Bill Gates is not the richest man, and here's why. You'd think that having a net worth of $137.4 billion would guarantee you a spot as the richest man in the world. But it looks like a lot has happened ever since Bill Gates was named the wealthiest person in the world at the age of just 39 in 1995. A title that he managed to hold for decades. So what happened? Why is Bill Gates not the richest man in the world anymore? Let's find out. It all started in 2017 when Jeff Bezos, the founder and CEO of Amazon, overtook Bill Gates for the #1 position on the Billionaires Index when his net worth reached $93.8 million. Today, Bezos is still dominating the world of billionaires with his net worth of $177 billion. But what most people don't know is that the reason behind this huge overtake wasn't because of Amazon's success. In fact, it had nothing to do with Bezos at all. The real reason why Bill Gates is currently not the richest man in the world is Bill Gates himself. The truth is that Bill Gates has always been a philanthropist at heart. Which is why, in 2000, he laid the foundations for the Bill and Melinda Foundation along with his then-wife. At the time of its launch, Bill and Melinda gave away about $20 billion worth of Microsoft shares as a gift to the foundation. Since then, Gates has been engaged in a number of charitable causes, even initiating the Giving Pledge, where he pledged to donate at least half, if not more, of his wealth to people in need. Not just that, but Bill Gates also went ahead and got 150 other billionaires and millionaires to sign the pledge, including people like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. Bill Gates was worth a huge part of Bill Gates's assets, including his very own Microsoft stock shares, have been dedicated to the Bill and Melinda Foundation for causes like education and health for the underprivileged. Over the span of his career, Bill Gates has given away over $50 million to charities, and he has no plans of stopping anytime soon. And while his wealth definitely grows at a fast enough rate to make up for all the money he gives away, Bill Gates just keeps on giving, since he believes that the best thing he can do with his fortune is to share it with those who need it the most. Since 2007, the Gates Foundation has contributed to all kinds of vaccination campaigns, immunization drives, and polio surveillance partnerships, as well as to help fund more effective vaccines, including the very recent COVID-19 vaccine. Back in 2017, Bill Gates left the world shocked when he decided to donate Microsoft shares worth $4.6 billion to the Bill and Melinda Foundation, bringing him down from the top spot on the list of the richest people in the world, with Bezos replacing him. This donation meant that Gates gave away 5 entire shares of his own company, his biggest donation in almost 8 decades, since he gave away shares worth $16 billion and $5.1 billion to his foundation in 1999 and 2000, representing 38% of his holdings in the company. This way, Gates had started slowly reducing his stake in Microsoft to increase the fundings going towards his philanthropic causes. Most people believe that if Bill Gates hadn't kept giving away most of his fortune towards charity, he would have been richer than Elon Musk and Bezos combined. Back in 1998, Gates had around 2.06 billion shares in Microsoft Corporation, but considering the rate at which the company has grown, all of these shares would have been worth well over $693 billion. The real shocker is the fact that before Gates stepped down from the board at Microsoft in 2020, he made the decision to sell off a huge majority of his stock once again. This meant that for the first time in history, Bill Gates was no longer a major stakeholder of his own company. In just 2 days, Gates managed to sell almost 8 million Microsoft shares, bringing his total down to roughly 330 million, even lesser than the people who sat on the CEO chair after Gates stepped down. At the start of the year, Bill Gates was ranked at number 4 on the Forbes 400 list, where he's behind Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and even Mark Zuckerberg. Now, considering the fact that Gates has been in the top 2 since 1991, this has come as quite a shock to most of us. Most of Gates's fortune right now comes through his 1.3% stake in Microsoft, which is all he has at this point after giving away nearly everything he has to charity. In recent times, the Bill Gates Foundation went ahead and sold some of the major stocks that Gates had bought in the name of the company, including shares within companies like Apple and Twitter. These shares were sold for millions of dollars, all of which were used towards philanthropic causes that the foundation supports. This news came a few weeks before it was officially announced that Bill and Melinda were headed towards a divorce. As part of the settlement, Gates also had to transfer about $5.7 billion in stock to his ex-wife, causing yet another blow to his overall net worth. If this splitting of assets hasn't taken place, Gates would at least be richer than Mark Zuckerberg this year. But despite their personal arguments, Bill and Melinda went ahead and donated another $15 billion worth of their stock to the foundation, showing that they are still sticking to the same cause and will remain co-chairs for their organization. Considering all of this, sure, Bill Gates might not be the richest person in the world, but when it comes to making a difference with his wealth like no other, he is definitely winning the race.